This lawsuit against a Cosby rape documentary is why fair use exists. The production company that made The Cosby Show has sued the BBC.pdf over a documentary the British network aired about the rape allegations against Bill Cosby. Carsey Werner, the production company that is the plaintiff in the case, says that the documentary is infringing its copyright because it uses 8 audio-visual clips and 2 musical cues from The Cosby Show. The documentary, titled Bill Cosby, Fall of an American Icon, was broadcast on a BBC channel in the United Kingdom on June 5 of this year. That was the same day that Cosby's prosecution for one assault began in Pennsylvania. The trial ended in a hung jury. The UK production company that made the documentary, Sugar Films, is also named as a defendant in the case. Further reading Sputnik Mania. Documentaries, old footage, and copyright. The complaint lists 8 video clips that are used in the documentary. All are between 7 and 23 seconds long, except for one clip that lasts 51 seconds. Adding together the time that viewers are either seeing a clip or listening to one of the musical cues, lawyers for the plaintiff say that the infringed works were either seen or heard, or both, in full for a total of 234 seconds, or a total of 6.5% of the hour-long documentary. The defendants have therefore sought to profit directly from the use of the copyrighted material without having to pay a license fee to Carsey Werner by using the inherent entertainment value of The Cosby Show to entertain viewers. Further reading Axaner isn't fair use, judge finds, setting stage for Star Trek copyright trial. The complaint suggests that viewers' attention could have been drawn to The Cosby Show without using copyrighted material. Instead, defendants deliberately used the clips on 10 separate occasions, no doubt because they knew that showing such a large number of clips from this famous show would appeal to viewers. After the first broadcast, Carsey Werner sent notice via email to both the BBC and Sugar Films that the material from The Cosby Show was unlicensed and constituted copyright infringement. The complaint states that the defendants each responded separately, denying liability. Carsey Werner's general counsel didn't respond to a request for comment about the copyright lawsuit, which was reported earlier today by The Hollywood Reporter. No surprise, the complaint contains no mention of fair use, one of the limiting factors of copyright and one that's absolutely crucial for documentaries, especially ones that, like Fall, are highly critical of the copyrighted material. I reached Carsey Werner general counsel Norma Auckland by telephone. Didn't she think fair use was an important factor for a documentary that was using such segments of the copyrighted material? Well, that will be for them to plead and the judge to decide, Auckland said. Auckland wouldn't say what the range of prices would be to license clips from The Cosby Show legally. Prices, she said, are decided on a case-by-case basis. When I suggested Carsey Werner might decline to license any clips at all for a documentary about criminal allegations against Bill Cosby, Auckland said the right to decline licensing is one of the major parts of being a copyright owner, isn't it? Asked whether Carsey Werner would have agreed to license clips for the documentary at all, Auckland said, I don't know the answer to that. But at least we would have had the choice, wouldn't we? I asked Auckland if she was concerned about the possible implications on freedom of speech if copyright owners could stop documentarians from using television clips without permission and payment. I didn't realize you wanted to have a conversation about that, she said, declining to answer questions related to free speech. Based on the facts in the complaint, the BBC and Sugar Films would seem to have a strong case for fair use. They used very small snippets of several episodes, and the idea that a BBC documentary, which wasn't even broadcast in the US, competes with the licensing market for full episode reruns of The Cosby Show is a reach. It's also hard to see how a proper documentary could or should be made about the Cosby rape allegations without using clips from the show. The TV show made Bill Cosby who he is. Even beyond Cosby the man, the show is a powerful cultural touchstone of its time period. Consider its impact on race relations and many other issues. But fair use cases are expensive to defend, and documentary filmmakers don't often have the resources to push back. The problem of copyright threats against non-fiction filmmakers became so acute that at one point, Stanford University's Center for Internet and Society ran a documentary film program specifically geared to help filmmakers utilize fair use properly and mitigate litigation risk. Unfortunately, that program isn't ongoing, and the lesson doesn't seem to have stuck for some copyright owners.